Foote while we're pop
All
this
right.
guy right on
Okay.
in.
Welcome, homies. We're back again. Episode 72, dude. We're getting there.
Welcome to the Overheard podcast. I'm Dan Rudel, with me always.
We got Matty Rage. Let's go.
What is good? Today, our guest, Dan Thomson,
Hello.
Chris Foote.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. If it is your first time listening, we just want to give you a friendly reminder. Helps us out a lot. Give us a little like and subscribe.
No doubt.
Helps us bring you more episodes every single week. So don't be shy. Check out those links in the bio as well. We're going to check in with our sponsors real quick before we dive too far in. So we'll catch back up with you in 20 seconds.
Let's go.
This episode is brought to you by the Non-Alc Shaft. If you're looking for a clean energy drink that's gluten-free, vegan, naturally caffeinated with real coffee, perfect for the quick pick-me-up in the middle of the afternoon, or heck, in the morning when you're on the way to the hill, be sure to check out the beautiful black non-alc can sold as singles or as 4-packs down at Townhouse Liquor. I know my fridge is stocked up. We got to give a big shout out to Drink Shaft. We also got to give a big shout out to our other sponsor, Rose and Crown. So
Okay.
if you're in Banff, don't miss the Rose and Crown, your go-to spot for great vibes and live music every night, 364 days a year. Head up to the rooftop patio for incredible mountain views. They're celebrating 40 years.
Let's go. That's a lot of music, man. That's
It's
a lot of live music.
40-year anniversary this year, and they're throwing an unforgettable party. If you've ever been to any one of their anniversary parties,
Very good time.
they're wild.
Very
so
good time.
40th one's going on this year. Make sure you go give them a follow on Instagram so you get all those updates for when this party's going to go down, because it's going to be a rager for sure.
No doubt. Big time.
Let's get to our guests here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Chris, originally born in Red Deer, went to school in a small town called Penhold, where shooting guns and camping in -40 was part of the curriculum. That's got to be pretty
Nice.
interesting.
Grade 7.
I like that.
That was wild. His dad had a camera and access to a dark room and taught Chris how to take and develop photos. At 18, he moved with his family to Fort McMurray, where he volunteered and eventually worked as a ski patroller, obviously developing the love for skiing.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. A friend visiting from Banff offered him a ride to a Bob Dylan concert he had tickets to in Edmonton. The car broke down on the way, and Chris missed the show but decided to keep going to Banff. So
Yeah.
a great story, like a lot of us coming here. Won Slush Cup in 2022 and started competing in...
2002.
Oh, sorry, 2002. Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
2022.
Somewhere around there.
2002. Started competing in free riding in 2008. Later that same year, an avalanche tore his ACL. That's wild. We'll touch on that in a bit. An injury that went undiagnosed for years. Just before COVID, he met his wife, Marcella. They decided to start a wedding photography business. They booked their first big gig, and then the pandemic hits, which, yeah, that sucks. A lot of people found themselves in very unfortunate places.
No
Just
doubt.
starting a business is a tough place to be, especially when COVID hit. So he started shooting skiing and snowboarding. Since then has become a rewarding side gig. These days, he rides his high-strung horse, Jasmine. Jasmine or Jazzman?
Jazzman.
Jazzman. I
I like
like
it.
His
it.
papered name is Pusher's King of Jazz.
Cool. A little long on the tongue, though. I get it.
Yeah.
Is even more tempered mountain bike. Guides trips through Moraine Lake Louise for Into the Wild tours in the summer. In the winter, he skis his butt off over 3 million vertical feet last season
Jesus.
and takes photos.
That's a lot of feet.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
feet.
How many days did you do?
123.
Jeez.
That's
All right.
deep. That's deep.
That's a record.
Yeah,
Let's-
Chris didn't work last winter. So
Oh, I see what
I
happened.
took photos.
yeah. Well, no,
I
but
do a few gigs for the airport or two.
Yeah.
I did a little bit. Not very much.
But-
he was getting the carny cash.
Yeah, nice. So Dan Thomson, filmmaker and Banff resident. He's originally from Montreal, grew up in Ontario. Daniel has over 20 years of media experience, and yeah, I was shocked coming through your resume, to say the least. First in Toronto, working in the television documentary industry, and the last 10 years in Banff, working mostly with Banff Center, Lake Louise Ski Resort. His resume runs deep as a videographer and producer on many well-known projects. His work has been screened at film festivals, featured in Ski and Golf magazine. He's been published in the New York Times, has worked with the Free Ride World Tour, and many large and small ski brands. His approach is people focused and always trying to highlight and tell an amazing story of people doing amazing things. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. Quite the impressive
That's
resumes.
a wild set of credentials.
100%. One that I forgot too is what was brought to me off camera was Chris also spent time as a taxi driver,
Oh yeah.
Damn, okay.
which we'll touch on in a bit. People at work were like, "Oh man,
That ties in well with our last
Yeah,
guest.
yeah, he's got the,
absolutely." So if you
Yeah.
haven't
the
checked
dirty
it out,
secrets.
Oh, God.
Oh, I had a lot of fun driving cab. It was wild. Till the people who I had a lot of fun with started getting really annoying when I got older. I started kicking people out of my cab for dumb reasons, and it's like, okay,
I mean, fair
time to
enough.
move on to something else.
I spent a lot of years working at the pump, so I can I feel with you on
Oh,
that.
man, I
Like
don't
it
know how
wears on you.
bartenders like you get paid to hang out with somebody who just wants to tell you their problems.
It's a
At
big
least
part
I
of
can
it.
drive a little faster and you had them out.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Same
no
thing
doubt.
at the liquor store, man. Like that time between midnight and 2 a.m., you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this is actually what happens downtown. This is quite interesting.
Now most of the people are great, of course.
Of course, it's the bad ones that kind of
There's a
stick
few
out.
that-
You know.
yeah. You remember those ones.
So let's get down to it, gentlemen. Let's start off at the obvious question: why did you guys move to Banff in the first place?
Yeah, so I moved to Banff like 11 years ago, 2014. I was living in Toronto and working, like in the documentary industry. And then I was engaged actually in a long relationship, and that kind of ended. So it's a bit of a life-changing moment for me. My sister was living out here in Lake Louise actually, and she
Cool.
was just about to have a baby. I'm a big skier, ski my whole life, but obviously when I was living in Toronto after university, I didn't ski as much. And my girlfriend, fiance, she wasn't really a big skier. So I kind of had put that on the back burner, and it was like my, big passion.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I need to change of pace. So I'm going to come out here and, help my sister with a new baby and ski for a season and, just clear my head. And yeah, like everybody else, here we are 10 years later, still
doubt.
here.
Amazing. Me and Dan actually met on the golf course. I met his mom first. I was paired up with your
Yeah.
mom randomly a couple
he
of
was telling me
times.
that earlier.
Lovely, absolutely lovely.
Yeah. And then we got my, COVID. We got my mom to retire out here
Okay, nice.
because I live with my sister and my niece. And then, we got my mom to retire out here
Nice.
because
So
we were
drag
like
the family
renting
out.
a room to people, and we, in and out of roommates. And it was kind of a pain in the ass because, roommates are
Yeah.
not reliable.
Depends
come
on the
and they
roommate.
go,
Depends on the roommate big time. I think we've
Well,
all
we had like,
we've all
this
been in that shitty situation.
one person, we kicked them out to get some friends in, and there was this couple, and then they broke up. Like basically a few months after moving
Oh,
with
shit.
us. So then-
Yeah.
Yeah. So then just COVID happened. My mom, she was a nurse, like a nursing home, and she's like, I don't want to work anymore.
Sick.
So we're like, Mom, I think
Fair
you should
enough.
retire. You should move out here. And I went back to Ontario and drove her across the country. We
Sweet.
played golf along the way.
Sick.
We had a great road trip. Yeah.
That sounds like a super fun time.
Not too often we get a guest on the show whose mom has recommended them as a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
and then we got paired up randomly, like, a couple rounds later, I feel. And I was like, you should definitely come on the show. We can chat. And like I said, the more we dive into
Yeah.
your career and your kind of past, it's been very, very interesting. And I feel it's worth talking about. And you guys have been here forever. So it's worth hearing your opinions and seeing kind of why you love Banff and what you do.
No
Why
doubt.
do you stay here long term? So, sorry, we didn't even get to your origin story of Banff. You're
I was in-
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, well, I was
Okay.
thinking of coming here. I was thinking of coming here. I had to get out of Fort McMurray.
Fair.
My grandmother said if the world was going to get an enema, that's where they'd put it in.
Oh my god.
And it actually is the biggest open pit mine in the world. It really is a hole.
That sounds like my hometown too. They call it the asshole of Ontario.
Oh,
Yeah.
Owen Sound.
Yeah, okay.
No, Chatham, even
Okay.
farther south.
Multiple.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's a nice country, but there are a lot of holes.
Oh, that's an understatement.
I think people are quick to judge for sure. Like, we're very, very privileged to live here, definitely.
So what got you here then? If you're from the hole, you just wanted to get farther. You wanted to go farther north,
And it's
or
funny, like
somewhere
when
out of there.
when I was up there, people called me a hippie and that, and then I come down here and I'm a redneck. Like Fort McMurray was a rough town, especially back then.
No doubt.
There's a threat of violence all the time. Like things have changed a lot. Even in Banff, when I moved here, there were fights every night.
Yeah,
Out on the street.
the classic
every night.
McDonald's fight.
every night.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, the McDonald's fights were where it's at.
I remember like semicircles of like cabs parked around a fight, like we're all just like
Just lighting it up.
like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyway, that's a really nice change over time that the violence has really come down a lot.
Well, I think a lot of that is with like just people with cell phones. Like,
Yeah.
you know that if you're getting into a fight, it's going to be
You're on
captured on a
camera.
cell
You're on
phone. You know what
10
I mean?
different
Whereas,
angles, like-
yeah.
Turns out rednecks don't want to be canceled either. I stopped carrying bear spray. I used to carry bear spray because of rednecks, and now it's like, no, they don't want to get canceled. I'm not worried about them anymore.
Well, I was thinking like trashing those places so hard we might get some flack from the separatist movement, but well, who cares? Flack away.
Yeah.
worry.
I'd be happy to get flack from them.
Yeah.
100%.
Banff would separate from Alberta because we're a national park.
Yeah.
It is
100%.
totally
It's like,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It
guess we
could.
can't really separate because we're just
This
we
is federal.
are a national park.
Yeah.
Dude. You
No,
can't
exactly.
just separate.
Yeah.
It's like Canada can't leave Canada. You know what I mean?
And
It's
even
like,
the oil sands, right? Because they're like owned by the indigenous
Yeah.
land.
Oh, right.
You know, so that all that would have to be renegotiated.
Yeah.
The whole thing, you know, be Red Deer would basically be.
It's just in the news now. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like it's become any more popular. Just
No.
some people have been pushing this. It's really weird how it's.
It's just
Like
our
in the
mini,
news all
our
the
mini
time.
Trump.
Yeah, right?
Trump, yeah. Well, you mentioned the drop in violence and people getting in fights every night. Like besides that, what keeps both you guys here? Like you said, you've been here 10 years. You've
Yeah,
been
I
here
find
since
it's funny 'cause-
98. Like,
Talking about all this, you know, violence and partying and stuff, because I moved here, you know, I'm 45 and I moved here when I was 34. So I was, you know, already past all that.
yeah,
When I was younger, I spent 2 summers in Jasper, you know, drinking my face off.
Yeah.
as you do.
As you do.
Yeah.
So I was, you know, I've already outgrown that. And what's kind of what I love about Banff was that it is obviously it's a party town, but it's also an active town. You
Oh,
know,
big
so
time.
there's 2 kind of worlds. And so being a more mature, like I just fall into that active part of it.
Right.
And you know, all of my friends, like I don't go drinking with my friends. I, you know, do stuff with my friends. I go skiing, I
For
go
sure.
golfing, hiking, whatever we're doing. And it's not based around alcohol.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest
Yeah.
thing. Like
Right?
since
Or-
finding sobriety, I find myself in the same thing. Like I'm not like I don't call someone to be like, "Hey, you want to hang out and watch the game?" It's like, "Hey, let's go for a bike ride or
Yep.
a run or a golf
And
round
it's
or whatever."
such and you know, coming from Toronto too, and it was more obviously more drinking and more
Yeah.
going to that stuff. Where Banff is just the active lifestyle. It's just incredible, and so like do stuff all the time, and
For
it's
sure.
yeah. And I still work all the time, but I can play golf 100 rounds a year. I can ski 100 days a year, and I work like a bunch of jobs. Work more than full time to be
Yeah.
honest when all said and done. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just there's not a moment to waste. Which
Definitely
is
not.
what's awesome, right? Where when I lived in Toronto, there is a lot of wasting time because everything's expensive. So maybe if you're not doing anything because you're trying to save money, and
hmm
it's just you end up staying at home doing nothing.
Yeah, in your apartment or in your
Yeah.
house or whatever.
You're
Like,
working for the weekend,
Yeah, no,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just like the song, man.
It's true.
For the weekend.
Well, no, it's a very good perspective too, right? Like, it is kind of true. Like, I'm
Well,
gonna go do some stuff after this.
It's
like
just
the
it's
days
just
I've
so
had.
easy because everybody out here is doing something active, whereas
Mhm.
it's like you said back home, it's like you're not going to go from downtown Toronto to like the DVP to go for a bike ride through the
True.
woods. You're just gonna go to your homie's house, have a bunch of beers, go to the club, right? So
Mhm.
it it is.
The access is a little limited.
What's-
Yeah,
it's-
and that's I think the big is
Yeah.
access to the outdoors and the stuff. Yeah,
okay.
I love how I can just leave my house and on my mountain bike, I can ride out, feed my horse, ride around Tunnel Mountain, go back, go for a horse ride.
Yeah.
It's all just right here. Don't even have to get in my car, like in
Yeah,
the
no
middle of
doubt.
the traffic.
No doubt.
It's amazing living here. And the
Yeah.
skiing in the winter, like
Oh,
you're not going
unreal.
to get any better. A couple
No,
of
hell no.
seasons ago, I had 2 people from other countries, the States and Japan. They both told me Lake Louise is the best ski resort they skied. Both of them had each skied over 100 resorts. Arisa, she'd done every ski resort except one in Japan, she said.
Jeez.
Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, we are very privileged, like, and we get it to ourselves. You talk to people that have skied kind of all over the world, and they talk about
Oh,
the crowds, and of
people
course, we
from
talk
the
about the
Alps.
crowds in the summer. But in the
Oh,
winter, if you're up there on a weekday, there's no
nothing
crowds.
going on,
Yeah.
dude. Like
Well, nowadays get
the
crazy.
best is Christmas Day. We used to get all the homies together, go Christmas Day. There's like maybe 200 people on the
Yeah.
hill, and like a good day you'd have like 4,000 or 5,000, right? So you get like a couple hundred people up there. There's nothing. You just go hit what you want. There's no one around. Go for a couple beers. You don't have to wait in line.
Yeah.
You don't have to like wait for your food an hour at the Trappers. You know, it is what it is. Like,
I feel like that would be my challenge to those that complain about how busy it is in the summer is to get out in the winter.
No doubt.
And kind of see.
well, it's the activities. That's it, right? Like, that's why we don't get a lot of tourists during the winter.
True.
It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to go for a hike? You're going to go see a lake? No. You go skiing, you go snowboarding, or you go home.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So-
And those people that are coming to do those things are doing those things, right? They're
well,
not-
they want, yeah,
They're
they're
not walking
here
around
for
Banff
those
Avenue.
things. Yeah, they're not walking 200 Banff Ave, going to 3 different restaurants, 5 different gift shops. It's
yeah,
like,
that's what I love about my serving job is in the ski crowd in the wintertime is
Yeah.
they all want to go to bed early.
oh, that's it.
Yeah,
great.
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
And then you tell, it's going to be so good tomorrow, guys. Like, you
Oh,
should,
yeah.
I'm going to get your bill. You should get out of here.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need some rest. You're not from here.
Yeah, your legs are going to need the rest tomorrow, dude. Trust me.
That's what I tell people all the time. They're like, "What's the best part about living here?" I'm like, honestly, it's having an hour head start to get to the ski hill than everyone else.
Oh,
'Cause,
hell yeah.
You know, you can
get the first shuttle?
Yeah, well, not even then. If you're driving there, like you can be there early
Oh, yeah,
before
true.
first chair, and you only got to get up like 45 minutes
Yeah.
before. If you're, you know, if
Grab
you're
a coffee
prepared.
at the base there, grab a little croissant,
100%,
bingo bango,
right?
wait for
So-
the lift.
This is one that's a little bit deeper that we've been asking. We asked Taxi Mike this last week. What role do you think long-term locals like yourselves play in preserving Banff's identity? And do you think we're collectively doing a good job so far?
Whew, that's tough. I mean, especially trying to compete with Taxi Mike with the long-term local. But,
Well, he said no. We're not doing a
he
good
said
job.
we're not doing a good job, which, you know, arguably his generation has seen this place go through tremendous change. Like, what's your take?
I mean, change is inevitable, especially with, you know, there's a lot of economic pressures. You know, even like, you know, I work for Caribou. I love Caribou.
Nice.
But they've grown so much that all of a sudden they become, you know, more beholden to that bottom line. You know, where I know, you know, when I first moved here, they were a bit smaller company. I mean, it's still a big company, but, you know, so it's just like the finances and the economics, and Banff has become so, like, there's basically 3 companies that are kind of, or 4 companies that are running this town. And so, you know, it's big business, right? And that can affect a lot of things. And then, you know, with the whole Banff Avenue closure, and really that was just about business. Big
Yeah.
business.
Oh, yeah. We talked
Wanting
about that
that
for several episodes.
being closed.
For
you
sure.
know? And it wasn't benefiting locals. It
I think that was a big
benefiting,
eye-opening.
yeah, restaurants that want more patio space.
But you know what makes Banff great is the people who work here and live here, and I think it's important to remember to be a good host, because that's what we are.
True.
We're hosting tourists.
True.
And sometimes you might forget and be a little rude to a tourist. I did that last week. I just didn't have time for it. But
I've done it.
No,
Someone who's
totally.
walking
Yeah.
slow.
I think we've
it's-
all been there.
I think we should all like realize our mission here is to host people and continue. Like, we already have a good reputation
Right,
for
right.
like people come here, not just for the scenery. They like the people here. And
It's true.
Yeah, and I think with Banff too is like going back to this long-term local thing. Is there's always new people coming, right? Which is what
That's
makes
right.
it so friendly
Yeah.
and easy to meet people. Is just turnover all the time, but sometimes locals, long-term locals, can be kind of, you know, a little uppity with new people.
Like,
and
how
so
long you been
it's that
here?
change, it's that refreshment is what makes Banff part of Banff.
Right.
Like that's what makes Banff.
I love meeting new people. Like,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
sit at the brew pub and have 2 pints. And
Yeah.
like, it was a month or 2 ago, met an English dude and his sister were here on vacation. Like, first time through Banff, it was like their lifetime trip. Like, wanted to do this for years. I was shooting the shit with them. Next thing you know, like, hung out with them that night, got lunch and hung out with them the next afternoon. And then, like, saw them off to the train. They were getting on the Rocky Mountaineer. It's like, you meet some super cool people. And even like Dave texted me afterwards. He's like, dude, thanks so much for hanging out last couple of days. Like, appreciate you showing us around. If you're ever in the UK, like, more than welcome to stay at my house, homie. Like, it just, you don't get that. Like, especially
you know,
like
it's small town Ontario. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
generations of people,
Yeah.
and like
Oh,
you know,
and
like
golden. There used to be, we called it the golden glare.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But again,
So-
if you talk to like long-term locals, like that resentment or that feeling maybe against or that annoyance to the busyness has kind of grown with time.
Well, that's-
Do
right?
you
It's
think
not
you're
like-
cooler than someone because you've lived here longer? Like,
Nah.
Get out of my face.
You're wrong. Like, yeah, I would agree with you there. The whole like
yeah.
the whole measuring
seniority
contest
rules, yeah.
of like
No, exactly.
not many of us are born here or
No.
have family ties here. So like treated as such. One thing that kind of I was thinking about, Chris, while you were talking, was about being nicer to tourists and being a little bit more accommodating. Was the ambassador program. So
They don't do that anymore,
They
do they?
don't do that anymore. Back in the day, if you wanted that discount, you wanted that early bird price on your pass, you would go sit. I think it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
or 2
it was
hour.
super quick. It was just at the church.
Yeah,
like,
and then you
downtown,
got a discount to go see all the attractions, but it kind of taught you that like it doesn't take much to just be
Nice.
yeah, just to be cool with a person that's been here for the first time. Like we've all been in that position. So
Yeah, and I mean, because of tourist town, like we're beholden to the tourists. I mean, that's why we all live here or get to live here because
for sure.
they're coming here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones who provide jobs for us
That's it.
and let us, live here.
Yeah, I lived in a mining town before. It's way better than a mine, like having tourists. Like, biggest open pit mine in the world. All you can see is like destroyed earth. Like this is great.
Yeah, it's like going from what seems like a nightmare to utopia. You know what
exactly.
I mean? So of
It's
course
so
people want to be here. Like
Yeah.
I had some people complain to me yesterday the exact same thing. Like, oh yeah, like it's great, it's beautiful. It's just so busy. I'm like, yeah, like I love it here. Are you surprised that they love it here?
Yeah.
I'm not. Like
It's busy because it's awesome.
Yeah, but once like the secret is to do everything in the morning in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I did it this morning. Yeah, got downtown by like 10:30.
Yeah.
Get your shit done, get home.
It's amazing how quiet the town is like before 9. Like,
Yeah.
There's nothing there. It's see like one other car on the road.
And that's I think the coolest part of like my rediscovery of Banff through my like years is finding out like, oh my God, this place is even like you'd never catch me strolling Banff Ave at 9 a.m. 10 years ago. But now it's like
now it's like get me out there now before it gets crazy.
yeah,
it's amazing,
like getting to Johnson Lake before the crowd is like,
Oh yeah,
that's what's up.
Get there
Well, the
6:30,
nighttime
7.
was nice too. I love driving the cab at night, and it was so peaceful. Northern lights are out, and that's kind of nice too. That's another way to get away from the crowds.
Yeah.
Unless the Northern lights are out and you go out to Lake Minnewanka. It's just
Good
as
luck
busy.
with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like going to the rock pile at Moraine Lake in midsummer. You're just like, oh my God, everybody had the same idea, huh?
For
How
sure.
about that?
I mean, I don't know.
That's a new thing too. The Northern Lights. That during the last solar maximum 11 years ago, like nobody cared. I remember like showing people in the cab, "Hey, the Northern Lights are out." Nobody cared. I had the biggest telescope in the valley back then, and I'd be out at Lake Minnewanka.
Nice.
I was really into astronomy. It actually changed my life. Like, it was the first podcast I listened to, Astronomy Cast.
Nice.
And I was on this like spiritual journey when I was younger, and it's kind of funny. I think astronomy kind of got me there, like trusting in science, and I became a little preachy about it. I lost a few friends, like, "Hey, we've been scammed with this astrology crap." I got a little too preachy, but for me personally, it was really amazing finding like, oh, there's something to math and science and that. Like, it's not just another belief system.
I've been dipping into some crazy podcasts lately, like talking about AI and like all these.
Oh, the AI is wild now.
The simulation theory that's like tied into AI, and these guys, they're like, anyways, we can go on forever about that.
So you guys, photographers, skiers, snowboarders, favorite place to ski, and how long have you been skiing or snowboarding?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite place, I can't pretend that I'm not very biased, but it's got to be Lake Louise.
Nice.
It's the spot. It's funny because when I used to come, I came out as a kid all the time. We would ski.
Cool.
I loved it. And then when my sister moved out here, I would come skiing. She worked at Lake Louise, but it doesn't snow enough. She's like, oh God, like, oh. And then I remember when Revelstoke first opened, and then so we would come and go to Revelstoke, like finally some power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was incredible. Like I had one of the best days I've ever had. Like the first season Revelstoke opened, it was like 100-centimeter powder day.
Oh, gee,
Closed
okay,
the
that's where it's
highways.
at.
Nobody was
That's where
there.
it's
It was
at.
amazing. But then since moving here, I've come to appreciate Lake Louise so much more. Because obviously when you live here, it does snow eventually.
Yep.
100%.
And then you get to go see it.
Yeah.
And
You don't
it's great.
you don't have to luck of the draw. It's like it's snowing hard, I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like I could see how Lake Louise might be a bad spot for like a holiday, but at the same time, what really makes Lake Louise so great is the consistency. Is that it's
always good every day.
It's always good. It's always okay. I mean, it's a terrible marketing slogan, but because it doesn't warm up, right? So you don't get the freeze, the thaw.
Yeah.
Like I say, Whistler.
That'll destroy a day. A freeze will just destroy everything.
The ski hill, So that never happens at Lake Louise or at the top of Sunshine.
You go to BC, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
You got to go to BC in like January to avoid it.
So it's very consistent, right? And then Lake Louise gets like the wind and the back bowls.
Yeah.
So even if it hasn't snowed recently, it gets like chalk, which if you're a snowboarder, I guess it's not as fun because you only have one edge.
Yeah.
I call it Lake Louise wind grooming.
Yeah. You get that beautiful chalk, sifty chalk, and it's just, you can just see the same run again and again and again.
I love it.
It smooths it out so there's no moguls. And like it is, Whitehorn 1 on a beautiful chalk is like just spectacular.
I
agree.
The power turns you can do on that.
So Chris, same choice then, Lake Louise. That's your spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I had a big 3-pass for a few years, and I just go to Lake Louise all the time, mostly because the dive's just so unreliable. Like, and if it's not open, I'm like, I kind of get bored, to be honest, which is kind of. Maybe I'm a bit entitled to get bored there because it's so
well, you're just spoiled, that's all. It's not entitlement. It's just you're spoiled.
I would say that.
So like if there's only a 80% chance a dive's going to open, that 20% makes me go to Louise every time. And
nice.
Yeah.
Last year I didn't even get a Sunshine Pass.
Damn.
With Lake Louise, it's just the community of it is incredible. All the patrollers, they're long-term patrollers.
Big time.
Charlie, the owner, is very committed to the community. Where maybe with Sunshine that isn't quite the case.
I love the snow safety team at Lake Louise. They're like, if you want to build a jump out of bounds, talk to us. We'll tell you where it's safe and where it's
really
not.
That's sick.
That's pretty cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like really common sense and sort of positive. Sometimes with ski patrollers, they can get kind of full of themselves and talk down to people.
Oh yeah,
you don't get that from the snow safety team at Louise. They're like, Dave Petch, and he's got the nicest smile in the world.
Shout out to Petchy Poo.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Yeah, I'm always a big 3 guy. Like I can't Lake Louise has their blower days. Don't get me wrong. When it's on, it's on. As a snowboarder, I like having the access to both, especially since ski touring. Some of my favorite areas are accessible at both of those resorts, close out of bounds. Like there's
no doubt.
If you got the knowledge and the willpower to go walk a little bit, man,
there's some gold, absolute gold out there. But
even I like going doing the Skokie Trail early season as like a warm up. It's incredibly beautiful. Just almost as just like a hike, like a wintertime hike with your gear. Make sure everything's in operating order. This is
it's awesome. Like you can't beat it out here. Like growing up in Ontario and just like being a park rat and seeing the shittiest snow possible for like maybe a month and a half, 2 months out of the season. It's like you come out here, you're like, shit.
And you know what? Like Alberta's been in a drought for the 5-6 years now.
No doubt.
But this has been the rainiest season as far as like days
availability to go.
Yeah. And so it's all a matter of perspective. Sometimes you might get spoiled a bit, and some people just want to go when it's really good, but it's always good.
Yeah.
My mentality is all the days you go when it's not perfect, like have you in shape for when it is perfect. Then you can go all day. You're ready to go. Your boys,
you're not worn out yet.
A little bit more lazy on those bad days. Are like, like 4 laps, like, I'm tired. And you're like, man, I got juice in the tank the whole day. You know what I mean?
Was there
building that leg strength?
Was there a moment for either of you guys when it kind of just clicked for you, and you're like, I want to make this and photography like our main focus? Was there like a single?
Yeah,
I just pinpoint something if you had
fell into it, because when I first moved out here, first I was working at the Chateau Lake Louise in banquet serving, and then I was fortunate enough to get a job at the Banff Center.
Oh, cool! Very cool.
Making videos with
big shout out to the Banff Center.
Yeah, I love the Banff Center.
So sick.
Oh yeah.
And then just through that, and then I started doing a little bit of work with Lake Louise, with some video work. And then I just started, taking photos and more photos.
Cool.
And then I kind of committed to, basically on my Instagram, was only posting photos that I took with my good camera.
Nice.
And no more phone pics. And that might have been, the second winter I moved out here.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of snowballed from there. and you just keep doing it. And then, here we are.
I remember actually, well, I was doing the wedding photography thing, getting into that. I was shooting some models and that. It was fun, but then the whole pandemic thing and shut it down. I was just getting back into skiing. I'd hurt my knee in the avalanche. I couldn't land big jumps anymore. So I stopped skiing for a bit, and I was just getting back into it. And I watched this YouTube video on photography, and this guy's like, if you have special access to something, shoot that. I was thinking, I can ski this stuff. Other guys can't ski. Like, I'll do ski photography. And I'd been out of it for a while, so I didn't really know a lot of good athletes at the time. So I'd see somebody do something cool, and then I'd like catch up to them and like, hey, can you do that again? And in a short period of time, all of a sudden, I'm getting better athletes. People are knowing who I am. Yeah. Dan really, he really helped me out. He took me under his wing a couple of times when he was shooting some good athletes.
Nice.
He tag along.
Yeah. What's your main setup that you like to use when you're out on the slopes?
I mean, for me, I have a Canon R7 at the moment. I used to have a Sony A6400, but
A6500.
65. There we go.
There you go. Correction.
I'm not necessarily committed to any one brand, but I've always liked Canon. So
I'm a Canon boy. I hear.
Yeah, I bought a new camera a couple years ago, and so I wanted to get the Canon, the R.
Nice.
Big thing was the shutter that it shuts, right? Like where the Sony didn't.
Yeah,
so when you're changing
dust.
lenses and you get dust on the sensor,
Oh, right.
and snow and all that was a real piss off. And then all of a sudden that, especially when you're doing video, because with
there's
photos it's easy to fix
that
because you can just
artifacts in video though, just impossibly hard to get out.
And
right.
so I just and then I had Canon lenses. And that's the big thing with photography is the lenses are going to last longer, have more value than the bodies.
Oh, big time. Yeah, you've only got so many shutter actuations before it's pretty much cooked, right?
And so like a lens will last a long time. So I had I have L lenses, Canon L lenses.
What's your favorite lens? Something quick, something slow? Or
I mean, that's a tough one. Yeah, I generally just use I have like a 17-40 that I just use most of the time.
Yep.
I do kind of want to maybe buy a new lens, like a longer reach, so I don't have to have two lenses.
Right,
like
right.
Maybe the 18-105 or something.
Nice.
Just to.
You can get all of
Chris
it.
is telling me
you get the wide angle, you can get the
105 is
portrait,
enough.
you can get a little zoom.
Yeah, because
Well,
switching
you got
lenses
the
is a pain.
APS-C, so that
Yeah, you get even more
reach
kick,
with
yeah.
that.
Yep.
But then, like for the comps, like the Fooet World Tour, is I bought a like a super telephoto, like
Oh, sick.
it's a 600
Nice.
millimeters,
Nice.
and that has made such a difference.
Yeah, sweet.
Because then you can really get up in there.
Oh, hell yeah. You don't have to be
Yeah.
so close. You can kind of chill back and
Yeah.
just dial her in.
But the big problem with the Fooet World Tour, Kicking Horse, the last bunch of years. Unfortunately, they're not doing it this year anymore. But was goddamn it, it's always so cold that day. I wasn't there last year.
It was
But Chris was there.
25.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
And then you're not moving.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's the
you're
big thing.
standing.
Like if
yeah.
you're
Sitting
moving,
there,
it's
yeah.
not so bad. But when you're just standing there watching, and it's so cold, you got this heavy camera, and you're just like freezing.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
was a
trying to tie
mailman.
fly fishing knots in the freezing cold. You're
Yeah.
just like, your
Yeah,
thumbs
it
don't
just doesn't
work at
work.
all.
Yeah.
Like your hands are just like, I can't move these.
I was a mailman in Fort McMurray when it
Oh,
didn't
Christ.
get above minus 30 for a whole month. But the coldest I've been was last year at the Freeride World Tour in Golden.
Yeah, just not moving. Yeah.
Yeah, not moving.
And then like for filming, so I'll use my Canon for filming, but then the last bunch of years I've just, I have a GoPro and I just started using that more and more.
Cool.
I had a gimbal and everything with my big camera.
Yeah.
And then just because the GoPros have gotten so good, so stable.
Well, the stabilization.
And honestly, like with action stuff, because you don't necessarily need all the other stuff that you think you need.
Yeah.
And with the GoPro, everything's in focus generally.
Yep.
And it's just so much easier.
Interesting.
So most
True.
of the videos that I've done the last bunch of years have all just been with my GoPro.
Smart.
Which when people look at it, they don't believe it. But the secret is
Well, it's if you know how to use your gear.
if you shoot it like wide, so don't do the super wide because then you get the GoPro look. But if you just make it like a normal frame,
Nice.
it looks just as good. 4K, it's beautiful. And
You could have fooled me. Like
Yeah,
I dove through
seriously.
all those videos that you sent me, and I'm like,
no, you wouldn't know.
you would never
Yeah.
have guessed that's GoPro. Definitely
Because
not.
especially everything's just for social media, so
Right.
like you don't necessarily.
The resolution you don't need. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not on a big screen.
And the
It's just-
biggest thing is you get better footage if you can shoot more. And the
Right.
easier it is, the more
True.
better footage you're going to get. So
True.
I can literally have the GoPro in my pocket.
Yeah.
And then I have this cool ski pole that has a camera thread on it.
Cool.
So I can just go bloop, right
Boom,
to there. You
just
got the
chuck around
stick,
there.
and
Yeah.
it's super
Yeah.
smooth, and it's just super easy to get a bunch of good footage
Smart.
really fast.
I think I agree with you. Like ease of use, especially even when it comes to podcasting. Like when we're set up at the Folk Fest, boom, boom, it takes 2 seconds on the phone. And like, I don't know, what are your thoughts being like photographers, content creators, filmmakers on everyone having a,
Yeah.
quality phone now? You think it's a good thing, bad thing?
No,
You-
it's
you
great,
Down with
dude.
it? Like, I love it.
Well, I remember like when I was in photography at Fanshot, like that was 2002, I think. And that was like the first year they were doing digital.
Mhm.
Like went to the shop, brand new, like Canon, I think it was an EOS like XT or XI or something. It was like, I was stoked. It was 7.2 megapixel, dude. Like your phone now is like some of these phones are like pushing like fucking 80, 100
Well, the
megapixel. And
lenses
it's just
don't
like,
resolve that much.
no, but like still like your sensor alone
Yeah.
is just like, Jesus Christ, man. Like I remember paying like $2,000 for a 7.2 megapixel like DSLR.
No,
It's like-
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the best camera is the one you have.
Yeah.
Right. Like
That's a good
honestly.
perspective.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Yours-
it's
yours-
kind of funny you say that though, because I've got like I always ski with a huge pack and like my big camera, so
Yeah.
I got a little different philosophy.
You can borrow the Lomo if you want, 35 mil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there you
right
go.
on. Yeah, I use my Sony A9, and you mentioned
Smart,
the
yeah.
Sony actuate or the shutter actuations. Well, it's got like a fast readout sensor, so it doesn't actually need a mechanical shutter,
Ooh, cool.
and it's
It just
taking
blips the
like 20
sensor, or-
frames a second. Yeah, the new version of the Sony A9 actually has a global shutter where it's instantly takes all the pixels at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But it's like 10 grand.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
I got the first version of that, and that's called a stacked sensor where it reads out almost as quickly as a mechanical
Nice.
shutter. And then you don't have the mechanical shutter blocking the sensor. So the
Fair enough.
autofocus is still working, so it's got way better
Oh,
autofocus.
nice.
And I can have a bigger zoom lens and just know it's going to nail focus every frame. If it's
Sick.
taking
I
20
mean,
frames
yeah,
a
the
second.
camera definitely does make a difference, but I think the point is just that,
Yeah.
any camera.
Well,
will
it
do
depends.
a
We have
better
different approaches that
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
and it's great that we have different styles because we often shoot together. So
job. Yeah.
if we had the same approach, we'd
Yeah.
be throwing out the same
But
stuff for sure.
generally, yeah, like for action ski photography, is you want to have burst, be able
Yeah.
to do burst
Yeah.
imaging.
Yeah.
Because,
Quick shutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shoot at a high frame, like high
Yeah.
shutter speed.
Yeah.
Like I usually shoot at 1/4000th.
Nice.
Yeah.
You want to be at least above 2000.
Decent
I would say.
ISO, quick shutter.
I usually
Yeah.
do 1/1600th. I find
Yeah,
that's
like
like
you
a
wanna
sweet
be-
spot where it'll always freeze it, and you can.
Well,
drop
some with
the
a lower
ISO a
f-stop too will kind of help you out a bit.
Well,
Like
and
if it's
that's-
not opening up all,
Yeah.
like if you're
Yeah.
on like a 5.6
That's
limited,
another
like
thing
And
is
you don't need fast glass for ski photography
No.
because
no,
you got tons of light.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
too
much,
much light.
yeah, too much.
and then
light.
generally like it's learning the lenses all have a little sweet spot.
Yep.
Like I usually shoot at f7.
Nice.
Like but when I first started in photography, you want it to be as open as possible to get the bokeh. Woo!
But
But
Yeah,
then you miss focus, right?
that's right. Yeah,
So,
if everything's washed out, then
unless
you're
you got
yeah.
an A9.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Chris has a
But-
long lens. He
But
likes
you know,
that
it's sometimes like I don't get like you get the background blur, but the background's beautiful. So
Oh yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, you
Seven's
want
great.
like you're not
Yeah.
going to shoot a portrait lens with like a
Yeah.
super small like a super high f stop. You shoot at f22 with a super tight focus and not get anything in the background because it's like that's half of the thing is
I
like
like a bit of that though.
Yeah.
I really focus on the athletes.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
like
to
it.
me, they're
Good
always the
portrait.
star of the show.
oh yeah,
For sure.
some depth
Even
of field
though-
goes a little bit of depth of field goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any advice to any young photographers kind of starting out in the scene?
Oh,
I guess
geez.
your top piece of advice if you had to give one.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely it would be to just get out there and take photos. Like, when I ski, I generally bring my camera with me all the time. I just kind
Smart.
of committed to that.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but I would say 90% of the time, I'm bringing my camera with me because that's you never know when you're going to get the good shot.
You got to be prepared, right?
And it's basically take photos of your friends, and then maybe you're going to meet other people. It's really all about the skier or the snowboarder is
Smart.
the star of the show, right? And you're just trying to capture that moment,
Mhm.
Yeah.
what they're doing, right?
Try to learn everything your camera does because you might hit a button
True.
by accident, and if you don't know what that button does, you don't know what's wrong and what you have to change back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Go through your camera and just learn everything. There's a lot in them these days, but it'll save you.
I always like to say, like, when people were asking me, like, how do you use this? I'm like, just learn how to use it on manual mode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
And like, as soon as you can set your f-stop and your shutter speed, and like, that's as long as you can get good exposures like that, that's going to help you so much. Just learning how it physically works on manual mode without any computer assistance. Just use your autofocus if you have to, but like, realistically, turn your autofocus off, turn your auto white balance off. Like,
And
learn
tinker,
how to learn how to use it. Like,
I generally don't use autofocus. I mean, I do, but I
do.
I have like single button, and what I'll do is where do I want the skier to go,
right,
and then
that's
I'm
where
going to
your focus
focus on that
exactly,
area before they get there.
Yep.
Because what'll happen is if say you have your frame and they're going through the frame, and you're going to start shooting before they get there to make sure you get it.
Right.
And if the mountain's in the background, all of a sudden
could
it's
focus
gonna,
on the exactly.
So I will lock it.
Smart.
Especially a side shot. If they're coming at you, it's still different. But
I
long
think manual is really important for exposure when you're shooting skiing, because the white background will make your camera think your camera just thinks everything's gray. Everything will be dark if you set it automatically.
Yeah.
True.
I actually use what's called zebra stripes, and I have it set so if it blows out, like if it's more than the sensor can handle, it'll like highlight that part on my screen.
Cool.
Then I see those zebra stripes and I just dial it back a bit, and then I got perfect exposure.
Nice.
Definitely some great tips for sure.
Yeah, if you just use auto, it's going to be gray, and you're not going to get good detail.
That's like,
well, you can't fix that in Photoshop. Like, once it's blown out and it's just a solid white block, it's just a solid white block. There's no detail, there's no definition, there's no contrast. It's gonna fix that. There's no sharpening. It's just gonna make it worse.
Yeah,
like,
you can
shoot on a
fix
sunny
it
day too, because the flat light on the skiing, it's pretty tough. When you're doing paid gigs, you have to learn how to shoot in flat light, because sometimes that's the day you have to shoot.
Yeah.
Well, sunlight, you're gonna be reflecting a little bit of blue light too, right? So that's gonna give you a little bit more gradient between your flat days. Like, you know how it is when you're riding out there in your goggles, you couldn't see a bump in front of you if your life depended on it, right? So your camera's not going to see it either.
It kind of makes me think of when we were at Moraine Lake with Gazzy. Matt took this incredible picture of like the lake, and it was like kind of an overcasty, rainy day, which brings me to the next question I kind of wanted to ask you guys. We touched a little bit on what a tough day at the office looks like with being cold at the Freeride World Tour.
No doubt.
What does the perfect day at the office look like? Because like Matt was telling me that the overcasty day might be a little bit better for shooting because the light's a little bit more dull. You're not taking in that extra blue
Depends
light.
on your subject though.
Yeah,
The colors,
so for skiing.
colors
skiing,
tend to, like, colors in overcast light tend to look more true to their nature because they're not reflecting the blue light.
Yeah.
So you don't need any correction. But like when everything's white and there's dull light, that is kind of the opposite situation, right?
The toughest thing.
Yeah, for like portraiture or something, an overcast day is wonderful. That soft, beautiful light. Like if you have like sunlight on someone's face, the harsh shadows are just gross.
Yeah, that's where you need a diffuser on the other side to kind of balance it out. Whereas
or shoot in the shadows or something. But
shooting in the
skiing,
snow,
it's totally different.
And in the skiing in the wintertime, the light is just generally softer anyway.
Yeah.
Because the summer, in the middle of the day, like you don't want to shoot.
No, hell no. You know, straight up and down. That's like
in the wintertime. Middle of the day is not such a big deal.
Right.
Like it's always good.
You don't have to rely on the golden hour so much.
Because I know, I shoot golfing when I'm golfing, and like, I'll shoot in the morning, and then as soon as it gets to like 10 a.m., it's like
done.
It's done. Yeah, because it's just aggressively hard shadows.
So what does your perfect day look like?
Shooting with Dan.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's going to be a sweet powder day where I get with my buddy Patch at Lake Louise, gives me access to a run before everybody else.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I can go ski it first and then go get some photos. Because the other thing with, ski photography and like the powder shot, because obviously the ski hills want that. They want the big powder day. They want the powder shot. But you only need a pocket of pow. Mm-hmm. Blow it up. There's your picture. And then I want to go skiing. But, and you don't need to get the first tracks to get that shot, right? You can go ski it and then go find somewhere and to get the shot.
For sure.
Right? But yeah, a good day with your buddies. I'm fortunate to have, through photography, is got to know a lot of like these pro skiers and and they're all just so nice. Everybody in the ski community is generally so nice.
I used to be such a loner skier. Like, if you could keep up with me, sure, you can ski with me. But now that with the photography, like getting into the community and seeing how wonderful the ski community is, you get all that adrenaline with people. You bond really quickly. It's amazing how quickly you make really good friends up there on the mountain.
Oh, 100%. And the ski community is not super gatekeepy in that sense. Like,
No. And then even like you meet these guys, like I remember when I first moved out here and then I started taking photos, and then there's these two guys, Adam McCraw and Carter McMillan, who, you'd see, okay, well, these guys are, top dogs, and you're kind of intimidated. And then the first time I met them, and they're the nicest guys. Like the nicest guys.
And the biggest drippers.
The metal community is the exact same way. Like, it's going to sound weird, but it's really good comparison. Like, people are like, oh, metal community is like super gatekeepy. You go to a metal show and they're like some of the nicest dudes you've ever met. Like, their girlfriends are like bringing in like food for the boys and stuff. It's just like very wholesome, when it's like you kind of have the opposite, I think, mentality going into it. As soon as you find out that everybody's so welcoming, you're like, sick, dude, this is better than I thought it was going to be. Like,
and so these guys, and they're so supportive. Like I love skiing, that's why I do it.
Right.
And I don't obviously go as big as these guys, but I'm a medium sender, but they'll be just as stoked if I can jump off something, and they're like just cheering me on, and it's.
I think there's something that's like, I always give that advice to people that are new to skiing or to snowboarding, is like to always ski with people that are a little bit better than you. You know what I mean? Because that still kind of keeps you pushing.
It's the same in any hobby though, like guitar, photography, like snowboarding, skateboarding, mountain biking. Like, you want those people are going to push you more than hanging out with your homies that you're just doing the same. You're on the same level. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can push yourself a little bit, but like the guys that know a little bit more, they're going to be like, dude, you got that. I saw what you just did. Like, go hit it. Like, what's worse going to happen? You're not going to land it. Like,
but also there's also like even though you're not sending the 50 footer or whatever, like, you still got up at the same time, got out of bed,
still putting
got
in the same
yourself
effort,
there.
you know what I
Like,
mean?
we're all there kind of putting in the same work for the love of the game, to be out there enjoying the outdoors and being on our skis and snowboards, right? So I think that's kind of like where the relatability is between the pros or the photographers or even just us regular riders, right?
And the whole thing with skiing and snowboarding is that it's fun, right? And what I love about skiing is that kind of like childlike wonder, right? Like, it is fun. Like,
we're playing.
It's like going
it's like you're out riding bikes with the boys, you know what I mean? Like,
I say this every year. It's like, I can't believe we're just like, 35-year-old guy playing in the snow, you know? Like,
put on your snowsuit and go play with the homies.
And so it does give you that youthful energy.
Yeah.
And then like I have ski friends that are 20 years younger than me. It doesn't matter. Like a video that I'm going to be working on that I filmed last spring, but is on this little kid Casper Treadway, who is 12 or 13.
Dude, he was so stoked that you you hit him up for that video shoot last year. He's like, this is the first shoot that wasn't because of my family. It's so cool.
Oh shit, nice.
You totally like made that guy's day.
Yeah. But now we're buddies, and like, I've skied with him a couple other times since filming with him, and
nice.
It's just it's the kind of, there's no barriers, right? Just having fun with people, and it's just a different mindset, which I love. Any
projects you're working on right now that you'd like to
so back to this Casper Treadway. So Casper is he comes from a big ski family. His dad was a pro skier who unfortunately passed away.
Oh shit.
But they live in Golden. And then what had happened with the gondola breaking a kicking horse.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So they kind of started skiing at Lake Louise a lot more. So I just saw him in the park. I was like, oh, who's that kid? And I don't know who that kid is. And then like, oh, it'd be sweet to do, something with him because he's a little shredder. And so, I just reached out, and then bada boom. We filmed a couple days, and we got his whole family to come too. Like, he has a little, like, a 5-year-old brother who's going to be incredible. He's already hitting jumps and like.
Oh, okay, the shredder family. Yeah,
all of them. And his mom is incredible.
She's amazing.
And just all of them, So that was really kind of good, feel good kind of thing. So that's going to be a little kind of park family, because it kind of hits all the bases of family, which is what the ski hills love, is that it's family friendly.
Yeah.
But then we got the shredding, right? Which, this course
which everyone loves.
ski community likes. And
Yeah.
then we got the park element, which is also good for the ski hill. They like, especially Lake Louise, they do love showing off.
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the people who work in the park.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, park crew out here,
Yeah.
dude. Like Sunshine and Lake Louise combined, like those guys.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
Oh, dude, some of the it's a world class park.
Yeah.
Like, and you go to Sunshine, it's like, what do you got? 3-4 different parks to ski every year? Like, it's just insane.
Yeah. So
I'm not a park guy, but I like going to the parks just because the crews are so cool.
Oh yeah, like everybody hanging out there is like, they're just chill dudes, just looking to throw
They're
down.
so supportive with each other.
Well,
too.
exactly, yeah. Like you could be doing literally the easiest trick compared to whatever that person could do, and they'll still hype you up when you land it. They're like, "Let's go, let's
Big
go!"
time.
It's wild.
If you guys could sum up Banff in one image, what would be in its frame?
Tourists.
Downtown Banff Ave.
There's all these photos
3
like, people
p.m.
by themselves, eh? And
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've
Just a
got this
super
thing. I gotta
telephoto
get some
shot from
good
the gardens.
photos of, like the tourists, because it's part of it, and it's not a bad thing that
No.
there's other people around, but they all seem to hate each other. Like all the tourists want to go where there aren't any tourists, and it's kind of impossible
No
because
doubt.
you are a tourist.
Everywhere
you
the
know?
tourists want to go is where all the other tourists
Yeah,
want to
it's
go.
weird.
How you do?
One,
Yeah.
it's like the crowd, well,
Yeah.
you're part of the crowd, you might think it's the crowd and you, but
I mean, is part of that being missold an idea of what it is here certain months of the year?
Maybe,
Could
and
be.
social media has a lot
Yeah,
to do with that.
I was gonna say Instagram. Like when you see this, like you go to Banff, it's like someone at Pado with no one else around, someone at Moraine Lake with no one else around. It's like, dude, that the chances of that are like pretty fucking slim to none.
Minute,
Like it's
people
Yeah.
are wising up to that though.
Yeah,
AI
true.
and all that, all the fake videos.
yeah, good
Actually,
point.
last time my brother-in-law and my sister were here, we took a picture in the summer, Banff Ave, and he had like whatever newest phone, and the AI could like take all the people out. You just like circle it on your phone, and there's a little.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
I do
yeah.
a bit
So
of that,
you're
like,
absolutely right.
If like I'm taking a photo and someone's skiing POW and there's a track beside it, like it's gone in post. So
Yeah,
I do a bit of that too. And
Oh yeah.
Do you guys
Photoshop and that has gotten like the AI generative.
The
Like,
last couple of years, yeah,
it's
like
it's actually
it's so much
gotten good.
easier than having to.
yeah,
do all
I did that
this stuff
before
and,
AI, but now it's just easier.
It's way easier to not use the healing brush and take
Yeah,
half an hour to do it. And it's just
yeah.
like,
clone
get
stuff.
rid of this.
No.
Yeah, like, oh, a cloning tool, healing brush tool. Oh, yeah, dude.
I don't miss
It's
that
horrible.
stuff.
Dan's like,
just learning
Dan's
it.
like, what are you guys talking
Dude,
about?
I'm just dipping my toe in the pool, and it's insane. We were
Well, it's
talking
like-
about editing earlier, and it's like, oh my god.
It's like when Chris was talking about like, or maybe that was Dan talking about like having like any dust in your lens on video. Like on a photograph, they just call it spotting. So like you want it proofed and spotted. Like even when I was in school, it's just like all those little dots or like those missing pixels, you just spot over those. Like you just take your healing brush and boop, it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Like,
There's got to
It's-
be an AI tool that can fix that on videos soon.
oh, there's
It's-
got to be something. Like, it's
Victor,
not-
when I did my passport photos, he took all the little nose hairs out of my nose. I was
nice. What a pro. Nice one. He's like, I got to make my boy Dan look good.
He
dude.
hooked it up.
You know,
for
I
sure.
get such affection for people when I'm editing photos of them. Like, it's like, oh, this is my buddy. I want to make him look so good. And I'll spend a lot of time on it, but it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that was one of the questions that we haven't been through yet. Is what's your favorite part of the whole process? Is it capturing the moment, or is it kind of the post production
skiing
editing, working
between
on?
shots.
Yeah.
Nobody likes post production. It's horrible sometimes.
We'll find
It-
one eventually.
Yeah.
It depends on how many exposures you're doing, but like it can get like make a preset and just let it rip.
It can
for the
be
most
all right.
part.
Like,
Yeah.
I get the affection thing, but it can be hard to, like, allocate the time to actually sit
Right,
down
right.
and do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when I remember when I first started, and you definitely would spend more time editing photos because you're like, oh, it's all in the post production. But lately, the last couple of years, like I want the picture to be good in camera,
Yeah.
and then I would barely edit it. You
It's
know?
the same thing with audio production. It's
Yeah.
They always say there's this saying like get it right at the source,
Mhm.
and then you have to do less in post production. It's like if it already sounds good coming in, you have to do less fixing afterwards, and it makes a lot of sense. It's like spend the extra bit of time to set up your exposure, like set up your audio equipment, set up your shit and make it sound good coming in, then you don't have to fix it after.
Yeah.
I like doing both though. Get it right in the camera.
Yeah.
Spend some time in editing, and that's
Give it a
when
little
you're really
pizzazz.
gonna get the
Give it a little
really
pizzazz.
stellar image.
But you don't want to, spend like too much time editing.
No.
Well,
And then-
it's up to maybe you do. I
Well, it's
do a
true,
little
yeah.
more editing
No,
than
that's
you,
true. Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's all everyone has their own style,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Fair.
The big thing is like, and this is just advice for any other photographers or would-be photographers, is if you want to get your work like published in magazines and stuff, is they really don't want the photos to look like they're edited.
No.
Yeah, and you're not really supposed to for a lot of stuff in like publishing. There's
So obviously,
editorial rules.
yeah, you are
have
going to
to
edit it a
follow.
little bit, but they don't want like this really dramatic.
Yeah.
Well, I think in the age of AI and like misrepresentation, I think
Yeah.
that's going to be the number one thing moving forward is being able to prove that your content hasn't been manipulated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like
just
people
being
want that
authentic,
authenticity.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like over editing, like changing colors and all sorts of.
I used to do a lot of changing colors, and I look back at that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's so.
Oh, the
gross.
color swap
Yeah, I used to
or
like
replace
just,
colors.
I wanted
to
everything
replace
to
colors.
be like
yeah.
coral and teal colors, so I just changed everything.
It almost looks
I
surreal.
still
Get the
do a
channel
little
mixer
bit
and
of
just
that, though.
absolutely destroy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
now
when
I
you look
just do
back
it more
5 years
slowly.
later.
Oh yeah, I've done it.
Well, it's funny that photo you used to on the stories and that on Instagram.
Yeah.
The original version of that had a bunch of different colors, and for some reason on that one I kept it just kind of normal colors, and I used that version of
That's great.
yeah.
That's a great shot. I think, yeah,
Okay.
less is more. Like when you're tinkering with your art or your passion, it's easy to overcorrect and lose the original
Yeah.
kind of image or,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Like,
And then you get lost in it, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, what
Oh yeah,
happened to
yeah.
this?
You're
But
like,
it's
what, are
kind
you,
of
what am I
something you
doing?
have to go through too. You gotta
Yeah.
mess around with everything, and then
Yeah. Make all the
find
mistakes.
your
like
style.
learning that
Yeah.
lesson, I think
Yeah.
is valuable. Going too far and knowing to kind of take it back. But
Yeah.
No doubt.
that's a very good point. I think getting it, and you listen to like top music producers, like you said, Matt, it's kind of the same thing, is get it right the first time and kind of try to edit it less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When
less
I was
is always
starting
more.
out, I think I felt like I needed a gimmick. Like I'd use
Oh,
a
okay, yeah.
longer focal length so it didn't look like a phone. I'd edit more, and really I didn't have as good of athletes either, so maybe I did need a bit of that. But now,
Right.
and I'd even like make some cliffs look bigger. But now, like I'm shooting these big athletes, I don't need to make them. I don't need to
Yeah,
make
fair
Jack look like he's doing a bigger jump. 'Cause,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's already
you know.
huge.
Jeez.
No, the skier makes the shot always, right? And that's
Yeah,
Well-
shout out to Jack Kolach, local guy on the Freeride World Tour this year. Eh?
Nice.
Big
yeah,
shout
yeah. He
out.
qualified last year. He was
Sick.
representing.
Let's go.
He grew up skiing at Lake Louise.
I did a
so
photo shoot with him right before he qualified. It was so cool.
Nice.
Good timing on my part.
Hitting
I
it
think
right
that-
before.
But it also broke my camera trying to follow him. My knee was just getting better, so I could keep up a little better. And he's like straight lining over these moguls, just like skipping off the top of them. I actually made my camera fall apart a bit trying to keep up with him.
Damn.
Luckily, it was just a screw that came loose inside of it. And
Jeez.
I happened to send it to the guy who'd seen it once before years ago, and he said it was a fluke that he knew what was wrong with my camera.
Amazing. Looks like luck was on your side for that
Yeah.
one.
Well,
Yeah.
before we get out of here, guys, any last bit of advice on just living in the Bow Valley, starting your own company?
Yeah, I think
Anything just you'd like to share with the homies that might help them out?
it's like,
Be
yeah,
excellent to each other.
sorry, be excellent to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quote from the 80s there, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Banger.
Awesome.
Let's go.
nice piano.
Absolute
Love it.
banger of a movie.
Dan, what about you? Advice for
I
someone?
mean, for me, my biggest advice, and when it comes to photography, is make it like, again, I'm very people focused, but if you make it about people, about other people, and not yourself,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not taking photos for me, I'm taking photos of other people for
Smart.
them. And for me, like photography is like a gift, not a gift of my skill, it's a gift of me giving photos to other
True.
people, right?
Mm.
And that is really motivating, especially like with this
Yeah.
whole social media game. And not that I care too much, or Chris doesn't care either that much, but because we're taking photos of other people and posting photos of other people, it's really easy for us to post content all the time because it's not
Right.
posting photos about me.
I don't think I have a single photo of me on my whole Instagram, not even my profile.
But that is like
noticed that with
a
photographers.
huge piece of advice is that the more you can make about other people in service of other people or other things or, issue, whatever it is you want to do. But the less, like don't make it social media, right? Like make it about other people. And that it's just much more motivating.
Coming from like an altruistic standpoint.
Well, I guess it's the same thing we do with the podcast. Like
100%.
Yeah, like
For sure.
the first episode, we did our little intro episode. Why are we doing it? Who we about? And then we're like, we need to get other people on here because we're not that interesting on our own. Like we're gonna run out of stuff to talk about pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I love
And
what you guys are doing.
a lot of photographers are, selfish. It is about them,
Right.
And again, the more you can make it about
And
other
embrace
people.
other photographers like Dan did with me. He really helped me out when he could have seen me as like a competitor. Instead, he saw me.
That's
as
kind
a
of the Banff
collaborator.
vibe, though, right? Like everybody's here to kind of help out each other. Like
Yeah.
we've all been in the same spot. We know
There
like,
is an undertone of
help the homies.
of
What goes around comes around.
cutthroatness here, though. Like you can't ignore that.
But I mean, just to be honest, is none of us are going to make a living, strictly on our photography. Chris and I both have other jobs.
I'm terrible at business. I did an advertising campaign last year. I sent out 3 emails, and I actually got quite a bit of business out of one of them.
But, so there's no need to be cutthroat because the reality is you need to work somewhere else to get money to support yourself.
Right.
And I kind of think of it as like a, paid hobby. And I do all right with it and it's given me lots of opportunities and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, be nice to each other and it's not a competition, right? Like we're all out there helping each other.
I think we could both do it full time if we were willing to shoot other genres too. Like a lot of tourists are hiring photographers to take photos of them at the lake, and I don't want to do that. And they've had like questions to shoot birthday parties and that.
Yeah, like that's the one thing I love about having all these other jobs that I have is that I can say no to things, right? Where I remember when I first moved out here, and then I was working in the Banff Center, and then I got laid off from the Banff Center, and I was just full time trying to do media stuff. You kind of say yes to everything, and then you're doing stuff you actually don't want to do.
Yeah,
Smart.
that's no good.
Getting these a serving job was the best thing I ever did because I can do what I want when I want.
Well, it takes the pressure off of then you can pick and choose and do what you really have a passion for.
And it works out so much better. Yeah. So basically is get other jobs.
Have a backup plan.
Well, it depends. Like, everyone's got their own journey and their own approach.
Yeah.
Like I'm left down like as a side gig. I don't take many photos in the summer at all. Just it's nice to have a break from it. I do a bit when I'm guiding out at Moraine Lake. It's nice, but
and that is also another great thing with Banff is because of the economics of Banff and the ease of getting jobs. Anybody can get a job doing anything.
True.
Is it's like with you guys in the podcast is like you can do anything you want here, right? So you can find your passion,
right?
You can do it. You can work somewhere else to survive, and it's like there's so many opportunities. Where say if you guys were living in Toronto, trying to do this as a full time thing, maybe it would be hard to get another job somewhere else, and like all of a sudden,
true enough,
things can be tricky. Where with Banff is they're always looking for people. There's plenty of jobs, so there is that kind of safety net of at least you can survive. And follow your passion.
I agree.
I remember having anxiety last spring about what am I going to do, and then I realized, man, I could work for like a couple of dozen different employers. What am I worried about?
No, exactly. Yeah, because
they'd take me in a heartbeat.
When I lived in Toronto before moving out here, and I worked a lot in the film industry, but it wasn't steady. You work for a couple months. And sure, the money's really good, but then you might go 3-4 months without working. And then so I try to get a part-time job somewhere, and then nobody would want to hire me because they look at my resume like, "Oh, you don't want to work here," right? So like,
exactly.
Really stressful. We're in Banff. It's like, yeah, sure, you're a warm body.
Oh, can you get to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes, you're hired.
You start tomorrow.
Pretty much. That's awesome.
So that's like really, and I sleep so much better.
Well, I think that ties into my last question would have been like your advice for someone who wants to stay here long term, and that's you guys pretty much summed it all up with those answers, and it's get yourself a job that kind of pays your bare minimums at least, and then you can follow your passions from there.
I think that's why everybody's here. Like nobody comes out here to be a millionaire.
We're a passionate bunch.
Like you know what I mean. Like no one's moving to Banff. Like I'm gonna buy up half of downtown and be a millionaire. It's like, well, that's probably not going to happen. You're probably going to work.
They moved here a
It's
long,
hard
long
to
time
get
ago.
established.
Yeah, or get into
like-
real estate.
Yeah. Like you're going to work for a bit, and then you're going to go ski, snowboard, skateboard, camping, hiking, like rock climbing, mountain biking. That's like, you're here to do stuff. You're not here to make $1 million. You know
I think
what
there's
mean?
like a stubbornness to all of us here that, like, for me personally, it's there's no taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's expensive, but like,
You're going to do it either
all
way.
that
yeah.
stuff is worth it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm capable of living anywhere else at this point.
Right.
No
It's
doubt.
just-
We're ill-equipped to live in a big city now.
yeah. it's like-
But there's all sorts of tricks to make things cheaper. Like, working in the restaurant industry is food's cheap if you work at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I eat at the restaurant most nights, and
Same.
you don't have to buy as many groceries.
Yeah.
You get staff discounts places wherever you work in. So, that's where you go for dinner. There is lots of ways to save
do
costs.
it.
True.
We're all proof of it. You can follow your passion. You can make it work in the town of Banff. So, guys, thank you so much for coming in,
Hell yeah,
sharing your
that was fun.
insights with us.
Yeah.
You guys want to plug your Instagrams where people can find your work or your YouTubes or whatever you got?
Yeah, sure. Mine is at Dano Thomson, DANNOTHOMSON. And that at Dano Thomson will be my YouTube and pretty much everything else.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chris?
Chris Foote photo, chris.foot.photo.
Nice.
Yeah. You probably have to look it up maybe, but yeah, Instagram.
We've had them
Pretty
linked
much all
all
day.
week, so you can also find them through our posts. Make sure
For
you
sure.
go give the
Yeah.
Rosencrown a follow to keep up with their 40th anniversary party. Go give Drink Shaft a follow. And if you're out and about at the Rosencrown patio, get yourself a Drink Shaft, non-alcoholic or alcoholic, also available at
No
Townhouse Liquor. If you made it this far, we want to thank you. Thank you for joining us. This has been great chatting about photography, about the place we all love, obviously.
Right? Smash that like and subscribe so we can
Yeah.
keep doing this, have more homies on, and
Big time. I think,
And it's middle of August, so it's ski season's coming, guys. Get those ski passes.
yeah, get
big
them early.
time. Start saving.
Don't wait. Yeah, we should have already paid for it by now.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, guys. And thanks for everyone for tuning in. And like every week,
See you next Tuesday.